Hey, and a very warm welcome to the Into the LightWeb Podcast with me, your hostess, Joanna Hunter, metaphysical teacher, spiritual life and business coach, published author, and the high priestess of the LightWeb, a spiritual technology that will change your life. This is the place to be to talk everything under the LightWeb, from consciousness, relationships, to money, to spiritual business, and everything in between. Just a little bit about how these will work and why I began doing these transmissions of light. So in 2015, I decided to move my business online. Move my business online is what I decided to do in 2015, and move my business online. I felt really, really called to do that. And then I started channeling, which I didn't realize at the time what I was kind of channeling, or a body of work that I began channeling started coming through me. And I realized that body of work, now in hindsight, I realized that body of work has been literally coming through me in years. So my first book that I published in 2015 was called Get Selfish, The Way Is Through. And that contains some of that body of work that was coming through. So as this big body of work started to come through, and I started to build this big body of work, I was channeling what I didn't realize at the time was a spiritual document called the Codex of Light. So it's a non-physical document. It doesn't exist in this physical world. The closest thing to it is the Emerald Tablet, which is no longer on Earth. It is a tablet that was fabled to have been written by Thoth. And it's literally a manual for ascension, or for reaching into higher states of consciousness while in human form. So as I began to channel this body of work, obviously I was then responsible for trying to bring it into the here and the now, into the physical world, which I did. And they slowly but surely became all of my programs that I offer, all of the programs that I offer here, all of my courses. Everything has an aspect of the energy of the Codex of Light. So the Codex of Light is for literally higher consciousness living, and for you guys to really how to live your life at the highest possible consciousness. Why do you want to live your life at higher consciousness? Well, I want you to think of everything as a spectrum, and everything is on that spectrum. So on one side of the spectrum, we have the darkness, and where things are difficult and things are hard and things are a struggle. And on the other side of the spectrum, we have lots and lots of light. The more lighter and brighter your life is, the easier it becomes, the higher your consciousness is. So when we live at higher consciousness, we can see more, we can appreciate more, we have more viable light or information available to us. And that increases what our capacity for what we can handle, what we can walk with as a human being, and how we can navigate life as a human being with that. So last month in August, which happened to also be my birthday month, I completed my product suite, which had taken 7 years of downloading, tweaking, learning even the ropes of an online business, learning how to even run an online business and build a successful business. If you've been following me a while, you know last year I hit $1 million in sales as well. So I have successfully learned how to build an online business and help many other people do the same thing. As I brought all of this together and all of this Codex of Light, and realizing now the product suite is complete, like the pathway or the mystery school is totally complete. I have been asked now by my spirit team to step deeper into my service once more, and to really start to transmit energy from the Codex of Light, so that people can use that for their day-to-day life and really begin to bring that energy in. It has been the most miserable day here in Scotland, and like the sun's just literally come out. I love that. So as I'm transmitting the light, I'm literally getting, it's like a beautiful summer's day now outside. It has been grey the whole day. I cannot even believe this. It is the most bizarre thing. So that's a little bit about me. It's a little bit about how I work. So today I had a really, as I was sitting, sort of speaking with Jen, who's one of my assistants, who's actually my right-hand lady here. As I was speaking with Jen today, what came through my channel was this idea. So I've always had this idea. I've always had this knowledge that I'm here for raising the vibration of the planet and for upliftment and for helping the planet move into higher state of consciousness. That has been, I told my mum at the age of 3 that I was here to raise the vibration of the planet. My mum said, do you even know what vibration means? And I said, sure, I do. Because that's what I'm here for. And so I've always known that mission really deeply, deep down in myself. I've always known that mission. So as I began to create these, as began to channel the Codex of Light and bring that work out into the world, I'm here. But I've always been very, very clear that it's not a one-woman job. That's where you guys come in. It is an everybody on their A-game job. And so part of my mission, part of my soul's mission is to get you guys, if you run a spiritual business or if you run a business and you feel in your heart that, you know, I am here to raise the vibration of the planet. I'm here to leave the planet in a better state than I found it. If that's you, let me know in the comments if that's you. If that resonates with you, that you deep down in your bones, even though your ego might pipe up and be like, who, me? But if you feel deep down in your bones that you came here to raise the vibration, you came here to raise the consciousness of the planet, I think one of the big things that we need to understand is that this is not a kind of one woman job, if you like. It's an everybody on their A game job. And a big part of that is I had very conflicting things happen to me when I was younger. So when I was younger, I've always been spiritual. I've always been psychic. I've always had an awareness of spirit. I have spiritual sight, so I've been able to see spirit from pretty much day one of being here. But very, very quickly, from about the age of 3 onwards, I fell in love with the idea of business. So I wasn't like your average child that played with dolls. My dolls were CEOs and got to build businesses, and I would line up all their shoes, and out of a little shoe box I would maybe make a shoe shop for one of my dolls, and then she would run the business of selling shoes to the other dolls. And so I've always had this massive love of business, and for the longest time business and the spiritual world, they just didn't gel together. I just couldn't see how they would gel together. What I realize now is that I've been in training day for spirit for a very, very long time. And a big part of my mission is to help spiritual entrepreneurs get on that A game. The more people that you reach with your sacred message that's inside your hearts, the more that you realize your soul codes and you hear that mission of raising the vibration of the planet, the more that you hear that, the more clearly that you hear that, the more that you're able to step into the leadership, the spiritual leadership of that, the more chance we have of really raising the vibration as a collective. And that's what I've been here for. And I realize that spirit has literally trained me for this. I built 4 6-figure businesses before I built this business. I've built businesses across many different genres. I started coaching at the age of 24, other people in business. I've got a background in marketing. So all of that, plus with my spiritual gifts. So this is something that I've been working on for a long time. So today when I was speaking with Jen, what came through my channel, and I want you to really just sit with this question and just really, really let's look at ourselves. And today we're going to do a bit of a workshop. So just taking a deep breath in through your nose, exhaling out, and allowing yourself just to connect with the light within you. I want you to connect to the light within you. That is the piece of you that already knows. That is the piece of you that is a legit genius. That is the piece of you that does not feel fear, It's a piece of you that is in knowing, it's in love, just feel that vibe. Just connect into that light, allowing yourself to fully connect into that light. And when you've got yourself in that place of just feeling that light, I want you just, if you could imagine that your light came with a volume, and we're going to turn up the volume. So you might find if you've got your eyes closed behind your eyelids, it'll get lighter and brighter. And we're just going to turn up the volume on that light. And you might need to take a deep breath and release any tension in your body. Allowing yourself just to connect to that light. Allowing yourself just to connect to source. Allowing yourself to connect to the mission. I want you to be in a place of remembrance. So just go to that part of your brain that remembers why you're here, why you came. And let that calling wash over you. Just let it feel effortless and easy. Just allow that light to expand and the volume of the light just to go up. And allow yourself just to be in this moment with me. And as we're tuning into this moment, I want you to really think about your goals, any ambitions that you have, any things, any desires that you have for your business and for yourself to move forward. And I want you to ask yourself this question. If you really believed in your next levels, if you truly believed in your next levels, what would be your power moves? What would you do in the present moment? If we were all in, chips on the table, we're going all in on this. We believe that our success, that the completion of our goal, the completion of our ambitions, the completions of all of it is just completely and utterly said and done. We were all in. What would that feel like? What would be the power move that comes through? So just sitting with that. I want you to move into the energy of your success is a done deal. It is inevitable. What is the behaviors? What are the choices that you would make in the present moment if you knew, like you knew, that your success is inevitable? So if you feel any tightness in your body or anything like that, we're just going to breathe it out. That's just your resistance. That's just your fear. You are so much lighter, so much brighter than your fear, so much bigger than your fear. So when you're ready, I want you just to come back to me in the room. And what answers did you get? Let me know in the comments. What answers did you get? What were your power moves? Your successes and inevitability. What were the power moves that you would make? Did something come through? Did nothing come through? Let us know where you're at. Did you feel your own resistance? So Max saying, rest when you need it, don't rush. Nothing can get in my way. To talk about my products, to shout it out for all to hear. Magic. So power move you is not shutting up about her products, right? Power move you is totally open and available to talking about that. Find and secure my piece of land for my dementia village and complex. Amazing. Michelle says, I kept just getting words, just do it. Do what's in front of you. Beautiful. I love that. In joy, there's no place for worries, energized and alive. I got confirmation that I'm already taking the steps in the launch of my first course in November, and it's going to be amazing, brilliant. Just to share your message, I love that. Use my voice, speak openly, and share my knowledge. Bring the vision to others. Beautiful. So all of you are getting different messages and things like that there. So the reason why this came up in conversation for myself and Jen today was that as I was tuning into my own next level, the next level will issue you invites, and quite often we will miss those invites completely and utterly. We will miss the invites of the next level. What we do instead is we begin to freak out. We begin to second guess ourselves. Doubt starts knocking on our front door. We're like, come on in. I've laid a place for you. Come and have dinner with us. And you start to entertain doubt. You start to entertain your fear. The fear comes up. Now, the fear is your barrier that's preventing you from moving to the next level. That is the barrier that's preventing you from moving to the next level. It is all of those fears, it's all of those things. But if you think about it, one of the questions that I really love to ask is, would millionaire me choose this? Would millionaire me choose this? And what I mean by that answer, what I mean by that question is a person who is not restricted by money in any way, shape, or form, and is maybe a multi-millionaire, would they choose this? Would they choose this? It's a really, really great question. Sometimes in your current level, you're in that place and you're completely freaking out. The invite has been issued to the next level. Something comes along, it's inviting you to step up. It's maybe inviting you to use your resources and things like that to jump into something. I know that that's something that's happened to me recently. I've spoken with my absolute dream artist for my LightWeb deck, card deck, and she sent me a quote for that. And oh my God, talk about an invite to the next level, to play in the big leagues, to play in the big playground. And little Joanna is having a little mini meltdown, a little, oh my God. But I know what this is. I know that this is the invite. This is the invite. And the thing is, the invite is always going to take you out of your comfort zone. Your current level is in your comfort zone. The next level of your business, the next level of your life, the next level of anything in your world exists outside of your comfort zone. So there is going to be a checkpoint. The checkpoint is where your fears start to show themselves. Your fears start to freak out a little bit. You start to freak out a little bit. It's like, oh my God, can I do this? And so just really understanding that that's what it is, so that we can begin to move beyond that. Because if we are to become a collective of people on our A game, sharing our message, sharing what's out there, then it means that we got a lot of doing the scary thing coming up for us. We got a lot of facing that fear. So really, really allowing ourselves to face that fear and do it anyway. So if I said to you now, what would be one scary thing that you could do in your business, kind of gives you the fear, what would it be? You know it's something that would benefit your business, but what would that scary thing be? So Anita's saying, I love thinking about it like that, because it means if I'm not willing to embrace the fear, I will only ever stay in the same place. If feels comforting to know the fear is a normal part of the process. Absolutely. It brings great comfort to me to know the fear is like the signpost to say, girl, you're doing it and you're doing it right. And that's a brilliant thing. I just literally put my hands up there and now it says I've got my hands up in the room as well. How bizarre is that? Start posting on my new business page. What is one scary thing that you can do? Brilliant. So start posting on your business page. Put yourself out there. Get to grips with TikTok. Yes. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. The fear is putting myself out there and stop hiding, right? So what's one little power move that you can do today that stops you from hiding? What's one way of being just that even 5% more visible is the beginning of stopping hiding, right? So it's like making those power moves to get yourself and get your message out there in the world. So Janu is saying, I was afraid of doing lives, but last week I decided to announce my first live coming Thursday to share my message. Amazing, amazing. So you are in the flow of the power moves. Michelle, start recording my online course and submit the proposal to Insight Timer. Beautiful. Rebrand my FB group and grow it. If you are sharing with me here, I want you to become aware of something. Isn't it amazing how you know your next moves? Just take a moment to appreciate that. Isn't it amazing how you know your next moves? But how many of you who are posting right now saying, here's my next move, has gone, I don't know what to do, or I'm not really sure what to do, right? And yet here we are, and you know your next moves. You know them deep down in your gut. So Michelle was saying, yes, I've just been procrastinating. Joanne is saying, even though I'm fully certified, I'm a wee bit afraid that I can't really do it. Only one way to find out. So I've done one already today. The next is to learn how to use Thrivecart. Amazing, amazing. Simone says, I've already done the next move shortly ago. Just waiting for a response from a possible customer. Amazing. So I'm not sure how to pronounce this name, but G. Lara, I think it is. Welcome and embrace all fear, jumping off the ledge by posting more, doing lives and exploring other social media platforms. Beautiful. So isn't it incredible that we already know? So a big part of my mission is to help you in your leadership. And leadership is not just the leadership of others, but it's the leadership of yourself. The more that you can clearly demonstrate for yourself self-leadership and be a good leader of yourself, the easier it becomes to become this leader within your industry, this leader within what it is that you do for the world and the message that you have, a leader of that message, a leader of stepping into that next level leadership. So I want you just to be really, really aware of that. So again, let's tap in and tune into the light of your leaders. So just taking a deep breath. We're going to close our eyes for this one and we're going to move in. So place your hand on your heart and your other hand on your solar plexus. And just tuning into what it is to be a light leader, to lead with your light, or let your light lead. Your light has already told you what your next power moves is. It's already told you what the next move is, what the next step is. So let's really, what would it be like if we truly, truly surrendered to this leadership? So if I tune into my inner light leader, so tuning into my inner light leader, tuning into who I am, tuning into that mission, so just tuning into that energy there, connecting with your soul, Connecting with a piece of you that already knows. Connecting with a piece of you that is feeling so big, so expansive. Let's just connect in with the light of our soul. So connecting in with the light of our soul, connecting in to a deeper level. And just tuning in there. And just expanding, allowing your energy to expand. Allowing your energy to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm just going to send you a transmission of light. So just allowing yourself to be open and available and receiving in. Just that courage. So just sending you courage to really step up in your soul's mission. Sending you next level courage. Sending you a deeper sense of understanding that your fear is not something to be feared, but a signpost that you're on the right track. It's coming up for you, it's trying to police you, meaning that you're moving outside your comfort zone. So sending that greater, deeper understanding. Sending you clarity, lots and lots of clarity, so that you're able to amplify clarity inside you. I believe that there is no such thing as overwhelm, procrastination. They're all symptoms of a lack of clarity. It's so much easier to make power moves when we're clear on the move that we're making. So really just tuning into that frequency, tuning into that energy. It is so, so much easier. Allowing ourselves to expand, allowing our hearts to expand. So if I knew my success was inevitable, what are the power moves that I would make? What are the decisions that I would make today? Who would I be walking with on this journey? What would I be saying yes to? What would I be saying no to? So just tuning into all of that and receiving clarity of the light, just allowing the light to give you the clarity. So when you're ready, just step back in into the room. Just take a moment to step back into the room. So let me know what came up for you in that transmission there. Let me know what came up for you. My hands are burning and tingly. So many things. That was epic. One step at a time, clarity is coming. Beautiful. So just tuning into that energy, that healing energy, sneezing, embracing the woo more. So you're having some energy clearing. So if your nose drips, you start sneezing, you get a scratchy throat. An intensifying headache means that you probably need more water as well, because you're an electrical being. Feeling calm and powerful, facing my fear, what was truly holding me back, rejection and failure. Clarity instead of overwhelm and procrastination. Yes. So this is one of the reasons within my Divine Planning Abundant Profits program, like this is what we really focus on in that program, is getting you the clarity. Because once you've got clarity, it's easy to make power moves. It's easy to make power moves in your business. It's very hard to take action when you're confused or when you're not really clear on what we're taking action on. It's a big ask for anybody to take action from that state of energy, and everything is just a state of energy. So we're not getting the result that we want. We need to look at our state of energy. We need to look at our internal state of energy and say, okay, what is this current internal state of energy? Why is this? Is it that I'm coming up against the barrier of my fears, in which my fears are my signpost to say I'm moving in the right direction? Is it that I'm feeling overwhelmed and procrastination because I'm trying to escape a vibration that I'm not 100% down with? Because the thing is, I'm not clear on it. I don't really know, So what are the things that are coming up for us, and really just allowing that to be the next step, because I truly, truly believe as spiritual entrepreneurs, as spiritual leaders and future spiritual leaders, we already know our next moves. We're co-creating with the divine, we're co-creating with spirit. And yet what happens is we enter the business world and the co-creation is left to the side, and we suddenly put all of the pressure of the success of our business, all of the pressure on our shoulders. We put it all on our shoulders. It's all us. We have to do it all. We have to figure it all out, all of it. And the thing is, we don't have to figure it all out. We don't have to do it all. In fact, the universe is there to co-create it with us. But what we do is we step into what I call the human. We step into our human part, and then we forget the divine part of ourselves. The piece that already knows, the piece that remembers, the piece that holds the soul codes for the massive mission that we've been given. And so part of being a spiritual entrepreneur is, I feel, is something that we do as a collective. We all face that energy collectively. And it is that journey of what I call remembrance, remembering like, oh, snap, it is a co-creation. And really just remembering that we are in a co-creative energy, instead of it is all on us. We have to come up with the goods. We have to come up with the next idea. We have to come up with the next thing. And what we do is we tend to look outside of ourselves. We tend to keep looking for, the next shiny object and the next shiny object. And what we're doing in a way is looking for something that, we talked about quite recently in my world. In August, we had a course called Be Your Own Rescue. And we looked at, we look outside of ourselves and we go, are you my rescue? Are you my rescue? Are you my rescue? Instead of going into that internal energy and finding people who can guide us back into the inner energy, back into the inner knowing. Because your inner knowing is going to be superior to anything else that's out there. That is your most superior guide. I can only lead somebody into their inner knowing, but your inner knowing is always going to have a superior edge. And that is what it means to be in self-leadership, to really, really stand up and become a self-leader and lead yourself. So I want you to tune into an energy that I hear quite a lot. And that energy is, I don't know. I want you just to be really, really honest with me. Let me know, first of all, if you've ever used the term, I don't know, right? So, somebody's saying like, what's your next move? What's your next thing? I don't know, right? So we're saying yes, right? So all of the time, I don't know. So, but I want you to really, really feel into the statement, I don't know. Is that really true? Like, even when you say it to another human being, to another person, you go, I don't know. Is there a little piece of you that goes, oh, I know, or, well, maybe it could be this way, or maybe it could be that way. So actually, we're using the term, I don't know, kind of falsely in a way. Because I don't know I want you to really understand the magic of I don't know, right? Because everything that we say is magic. Everything that we speak is magic. Language. So my spirit team Skylar teaches from the Codex of Light and the 13B magic insights, which are purely channeled from the Codex of Light. Skylar teaches B magic insight 2. Language is the first magic that humans learn. Words are the gatekeepers of energy. So when we say the words, I don't know, it is creating a spell. Literally, we're bespelling our lives. And what we're bespelling our lives with is that we are kept out of the loop of the information. But I want you to be really, really aware of the statement, I don't know, because quite often when we use it, we're using it with some semblance of an idea, but we're now choosing to block the flow of that idea by saying, I don't know. Does that make sense? So how many of you, honestly, let's be honest, we're all friends here now, but let's be honest, how many of you have said, I don't know, but as you're saying it in the back of your head, there is that kind of like, maybe this way, maybe this, maybe that, like there's this little energy that's right there in the back of my head, but I'm not really willing to maybe look at that or acknowledge that yet. So it's a lot easier to tell this person, I don't know what to do. I don't know what my next move is. I don't know. Right? So yes, I get that all the time. So what we're doing with the statement, I don't know, is that we are disconnecting from our power. We're disconnecting from the piece of you that already knows. So the Codex of Light teaches that you are a being of two halves. You have your human, it most likely doesn't know. And then you have your soul, which always knows, just always knows the way home, the way to light, the way to higher consciousness, the way to, through any issue, any problem that you have, it already knows what to do. And often the soul is that quiet voice, the quieter voice. So why don't you just put yourself out online and start sharing your message? And we go, what's my next move? Oh, I don't know. But the little quiet voice has already told us, what if we can just put ourselves out online? So you do know, but you've circumnavigated yourself. And so one of the things that I would encourage you for your spiritual leadership is to drop, I don't know, from your vocabulary. And here's what I would drop it for instead. I would drop it for, I'm open and available for the answer. I'm open and available for the answer. So I want you to try this. Put your hand on your heart and tune into your inner energy. I don't know. Just say the statement and feel it in your body. What happens to your energy field when you say, I don't know? Where does your energy go? Does it start pointing inwards or outwards? What happens? Does it open or does it close? Does it open or does it close? It closes. Constricting, closes. Right? So what that is telling us is that we don't know, right? And we're closing ourselves off to source, the source of our knowing, the source of everything, the source of our solutions, the source of what we desire, source of wealth, source of abundance, whatever it is the source. Source is the source is the source. So now what I want you to try is, let's try the other statement. I'm open and available for the answer. I'm open and available for the answer. I'm open and available for clarity. I'm open and available to feel really certain in my next power move. What happens then to your energy? What happens to your energy? How does it shift? Relaxes and opening. Amazing. Feels better. I like how that feels. It feels strong and centered. Brilliant. Gets warmer and larger. Feels light and fluffy. Expands my heart. Expansion outwards. A deep sense of knowing. Brighter and lighter. Elated, hopeful. So what that's doing is it's actually giving you the information that you're connecting to source. One is giving you the information that you're actually shutting your partner out. Your partner in your co-creation for your life. You're shutting them out. When your energy field collapses, when you go, I don't know. You say, well, hey, actually, you know what? I'm open and available for some solutions up in here. I'm open and available for all good things to happen to me. I'm open and available for the next power move to be so clear and so evident for me. And we tell the universe what it is that we want in the co-creation, and our energy opens. Can we see the difference of what's happening? We're closing, we're opening, right? So as to be a good self-leader, what we're going to develop in our self-leadership and what we're going to develop in our leadership is to also understand our energy fields, because our energy fields are constantly communicating with us. We're always communicating through our energy fields. I'm one of these weird people that I actually really, really love public speaking. Like, I've always loved public speaking. But part of my spiritual side is one of the reasons why I like public speaking. So when I do live events and things like that, and I have live events on, I always know when I have nailed it with the audience, because my audience switches color. Sometimes when I start, depending on what type of audience I've got and what kind of room I've got and kind of room I'm working in, is that the audience will start, and usually it's quite a lot of dull colors, few sparks of yellow. People are maybe interested in what you've got to talk about or what your talk is about. And what happens is that, but most people's energy fields at the beginning of an event are quite close to their bodies. And then as I begin speaking and as I begin engaging my audience, and if what I'm saying is very engaging to my audience, their energy fields will start to get larger and larger and larger. And I know that I've always nailed it when my entire audience turn yellow, because yellow is such a happy, open, and receptive color. And it's so receptive to new learning. Yellow is the color of new learning for me. So you begin to see, and I can see that in the audience, and I always know, I'm like, my work here is done, because I always know that they are connecting and engaging. But what I'm witnessing is the flux in their energy field. They've gone from a closed energy where they're like, nothing ever good happens to me, energy, into an open and available energy. Because often when I talk, when I do speak in public, it's usually motivational speaking. It's usually about helping people, like talking about things like infinite possibilities and living life unlimited and really opening up your pathway for a greater co-creation with the universe. So when I do that, and I work with people like that in the room, what's happening is that I can actually see how the energy fields shift. And it is always through our own language that we have created the barriers to our greatness. It's always through our own language that we have created the barriers to our own greatness. I don't know. Nothing ever good happens to me. These are all creative statements, but they are not creating the energy that you want more of. So a useful energy for you to tap into, for you to tune into, would be, is this the energy I want more of? And depending on the answer, you can make a decision for yourself. Do I keep engaging with that storyline? Do I keep engaging with that energy? Or is this the end of the road for me and that energy? And do we pull the plug on that and say enough is enough is enough? And what are we open and available for? One of the things that I really, really agree with, a woman called Rhoda Bryan, who you might be familiar with, she wrote the book, The Secret. And she said that within the human population, focusing on that which we do not want is at epidemic proportions. And I could not agree more with that statement in a way, because it is really, something, how easy is it? Often, when people say, I can sometimes say when I'm working with clients, sometimes they'll say, well, what is it that you want? And they'll start that with, well, I don't want, which is equally important, because it's good to know what you don't want. But often when we're asked in life, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? We are more clear on what it is that we don't want. And the clarity that we lack is in what we want. So I have a little thing for you to take away with you today. What I want you to take away with you today and really think about, really swirl around your brain matter for the next week, is what is it you truly want and desire out of this life? To really think about that, to really journal that. What is it that you truly desire from life? What do you want? Really thinking about it. Because I bet you if I said to you as a group right now, what don't you want out of life? You could probably give me a list very quickly. But when I ask people, what is it? What do you really want? It takes a little bit more brain effort, takes a little bit more. That tells us where your mind is calibrated to. But it's not the end of the road. If your brain is calibrated to focus more on the negative, it's only the beginning of the journey. It's only the beginning of the journey. The biggest part of this journey is learning to develop a tender inner voice as you go through it, so that you're not hard on yourself when how many of you have learned the law of attraction and then beat yourself up because you realize that you're doing the opposite of what you learned with the law of attraction? Right? Oh, so stupid. Breathe. Develop that tender inner voice. Sometimes as we go on this spiritual journey, what we do is everything that we learn in the spiritual journey also becomes our new weapons that we use to beat ourselves up with. Because we think we should know better. And so my biggest advice for all of you to stepping into your spiritual leadership, for stepping into, you're going to fuck up. Yep, you're going to forget yourself and you're going to slide right into that human, and you're going to be so human for a while that you're going to remember that I'm actually a freaking goddess, and you're going to step into that more divinity of yourself and remember yourself once more. And you're going to shift between the poles of your contrast, between that human and that goddess, and you're going to switch between both of them, moving backwards and forwards. And that this journey becomes so much easier when we develop a tender inner voice and let all of it be divine. Let the human be divine as well. that moment where you mess up, that moment where you catch yourself doing the absolute freaking opposite of what you actually teach. And then you use that as your favorite new weapon to give yourself a hard time with. What if we just gave ourselves permission that it doesn't need to be a weapon? It can just be that contrast so that we can really, really appreciate our divinity. And we can really appreciate the moments when we're in total goddess mode, kicking ass and taking names. And that we can really, really step into that version of ourselves, that next level version of ourselves. So what would it take just to make an agreement with yourself today? Just placing your hand on your heart. What if you were your greatest cheerleader, your greatest support, your greatest version of yourself that really, truly, truly, truly backed yourself? And that all of you got to be divine. The moments in your human where you felt that you messed up, and the moments where you are channeling sheer brilliance from source itself. And that anything in between, all of it gets to be good. The feeling that light and feeling that activation of that. What if today we make that agreement that today is the day that we get to be all of it, and all of it gets to be amazing? That we are not going to be successful because we're able to nail the goddess and be in the goddess energy 24/7. We get to be successful because we've chosen it, and that the divinity is also in our human. We get to be successful not despite that we fail, but the fact that we fail, we get to be successful. That all of it is the activation within us. Really, truly, truly stepping up into that next level version of yourself. Beautiful. So that is what I have for you today. I hope that you've enjoyed this transmission of light. I hope that it's helped you to tap into some powerful aha moments. Each here saying I'm so grateful. I persevered and I couldn't connect to all of it the first 50 minutes, but now I know I was meant to be on the call for the clearing and the aha moments I was receiving during the call. Brilliant. I love that, Wilma. Beautiful. I love how you always give me ahas. If you want to continue this conversation, and if you would like to work with me further, the invite to come and work in my world right now is to join our LightWeb program. LightWeb is where we teach you energy from the Codex of Light. We teach you how to become the master of your energy. It is a soul-based technology that helps you to elevate your life. If that's something that you want and you would like some more information on LightWeb, then do get in touch with Joanna's Team Hunter on Facebook. Laura here is saying LightWeb is amazing. It is absolutely life-changing. So if you have not done the LightWeb course, then do ask our team for some information. lightweb.com is the place where you want to go and have a look and see what it's all about. It is powerful course that will help you to next level your energy and step deeper into your spiritual leadership, become the leader of your own energy. How we do energy is how we do everything. Everything in this world is comprised and consisting of energy. Understanding and mastering that is key to understanding and mastering life. So it is really, really life-changing. LightWeb takes you from a very human operating system of I think and I question, which on the surface looks like it's a great idea. And I agree, it is a great idea to think and question things in life. But what LightWeb does is hooks you up and steps into your soul-based operating system, which is I know and I trust. You can instantly see by just saying I know and I trust, you can instantly see how quickly you connect with your own power and how calm your body feels at the thought of knowing and trusting. And that's what we teach in LightWeb. So we teach you to know and trust. We are also offering at the moment the beautiful LightWeb Path. That's where you walk with me for the entire year. You get all of the programs that are connected with the Codex of Light. And we literally create a Be Magic year where we walk with all of the teachings of the Codex of Light, the Unity Consciousness teachings. So we invite you into the temple. We invite you into the Be Magic Insights. Then we invite you into LightWeb, Unity, Be Your Own Rescue, Divine Planning, Abundant Profits, and then you do our advanced certification courses as well. The whole year is like creating a year like no other. So again, if you're interested in that, then do reach out to Team Hunter. And if you want to have a chat about doing the Be Magic year, then Team Hunter are going to pop a link right now where you can book a call with me. And you can book a call with me to have a chat about the Be Magic year, to open up your priestess path and to open up that pathway of you stepping into a higher version of yourself, a deeper version of yourself. I will be back next Monday with another transmission of light. I never know what's going to come through. So they're all going to be different. Some will be energy clinics, some will be card pulls, some will be like this one where we do a bit of a workshop and we look at our energy and we have a little check-in with ourselves, and we appreciate some of the wisdom that the Codex of Light has for us as we step into a greater degree of spiritual leadership. I'm here always in service. I am so excited to walk with you on this path as we raise the vibration of the planet together. And I hope that you're excited to be part of this. I feel like we have been called by a higher power to be change makers at this very, very pivotal time in the universe. I feel so privileged to be alive at this time because never in the world has it been so easy to get your information out there, to get your message out there. No longer do you have to wait for a studio to approve you, to own your own television channel. You just need to rock up to YouTube. No longer do you need approval from a radio station to broadcast yourself on radio. You can rock up and create your own podcast, and you could do so right now, and you could have it out, going out on the airways within 24 hours. No longer do you have to wait to get yourself in print in a magazine. You can create your very own online magazine using something like Instagram and create beautiful pictures and articles to go with it. Never in the history of humankind have we ever been in a place where it has been so easy to step up and be the leader that's in our hearts. So I want to say thank you from my spirit team and your spirit team for being willing to walk this path, because what we have chosen is not always the easiest path. It's not always the done path. We face many, many moments of wobbles from our human and self-doubt and all of the things. And I just want to say that I see you, and I know how difficult it can be sometimes, but I also believe in you so much that you're here to create something amazing and incredible for the people that you're here to serve. And that's what's the most important thing. So sometimes when we lose that focus a little bit and we move into our human and we have a little human wobble, I want you to remember that I'm here cheering for you, hoping that you are going to move past and move beyond that wobble and keep sharing that light that's inside you. Because the world needs us, and it needs us now, and it needs us on our A game. And it's okay for us to have a wobble. We can still produce an A game with a wobble. I will speak to you soon. Take care. Sending you lots and lots of love and light and epicness. Bye now.